I'm Chris Blakeman, and today we're going to go ahead and take the Janome 2206 apart. We're going to take all the covers off, we're going to make it naked, and we're going to see what's on the inside and what makes it tick. I think everybody will be pleasantly surprised and happy with what they see when we strip it. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to town. I like to use a screw gun when I work on a machine that's adjustable so we can get angles with it or make it straight if we need to. It's not a high torque screw gun, so it doesn't hurt the machine. Or you can use a screwdriver if you like. We have a Phillips head screw right here. And we'll be able to pull the sewing head cover off. Just pulling straight back, away from where the screw came out, we can see the sewing head here. This is where the light is. It's a push and twist bayonet bulb, which we can upgrade for you to an LED cluster, which is a lot nicer than the yellow light. This gets the job done, but the LED cluster is not hot, and it doesn't burn out over time like the other light bulbs do, which is nice. We can see the metal chassis on the inside. So now, we'll go ahead and remove our cover screws for the machine. As we take our cover screws out, I like to turn them upside down with the threads facing up so I can tell where they've come from on the machine. Some of the screws are hidden. This one's inside the bobbin door. Screws that come off of the machine that are against plastic have a nice little lip to give them surface area around the plastic to hold it down. So we have that cover screw off. So that's good. And we'll work our way around the machine. And we'll see that we have a glamour cap here. Glamour caps are in place to hide screws that the machine has in place to create more of an aesthetic look for the machine, and not so much of a look showing so many screws. You can see I used the standard sewing needle to go behind the glamour cap, so it came right off. And then we'll go ahead and we'll take that out, that screw out as well, putting it down facing up so we can see where it came from. And again, as we go around the machine now, we get to the top and we'll see that there are screws just under the handle. These screws do not need to be removed all the way. They actually only hold part of the machine on. We'll also see that this knob here has a lip underneath it, and we can grab onto that knob, pulling up, and it comes right off. The knob is actually fitted for this mechanism, so it can only go on one way. That's called a pokey yoke. This knob is pokey yoked. Thanks, Janome. Now, we're going to go ahead and take out the screws on the bottom of the machine. Again, removing the screws. So that we can hold them with the head down, the screw facing up, so we can keep track of where the screws go when we put them back into place. Our machine is beginning to come apart. We have a few screws left. We have one more hidden screw inside of the free arm holding the back cover on. It needs to be replaced. You'll see that this is magnetized. It helps with holding on to screws just long enough so that we can pull them out. So now we have our covers loose. Make sure that our cover screws at the top are loose enough to let the cover free. on the top. So now we're kind of loose. We're going to take out the screw in the middle of the free arm. And now we will see how the covers start to separate and begin to come apart. Pulling each part of the cover a little bit at a time, separating it so that it evenly comes apart. So we have our front cover, Janome 2206. We're going to remove our back cover, and we can see that the back cover is still being held in place. We have to drop our pressure bar lever, make sure that it's out of the way, and then we'll go ahead and pull the rear cover off. The key is to pull back here so that the cover becomes free from our switch, our electrical switch and the electrical inlet. Making sure that the cover is free of where the pressure bar lever sits here. In between there, this is flexible, so I was able to flex it out of the way so the lever could go ahead and move. The nice thing about these covers is these are actually made out of ABS. It's the same stuff they make football helmets out of. So they're actually very durable, very pliable covers that Janome has here. So very nice. The inside of the machine has some different things here that are very important to note. You can see the endoskeleton is all metal. Okay, all metal body, and that's why they give a 20-year warranty on these. The motor is actually a very high quality motor. This sewing machine motor is, on this model, a 0.6 amp. Most sewing machine motors are around a 0.5 or a 0.6 amp on a good quality machine. Anything below a 0.5 you don't want to purchase. It's not a good investment. Motors that are 0.5 and higher are a good investment in a sewing machine. And we can see on the inside of the machine, right here, up in the sewing head, we have a counterweight. The counterweight spins, it's a heavier counterweight, with the action of the needle bar to counteract the kinetic energy of the needle bar throwing up. The counterweight throws down, the needle bar throws down, and the counterweight throws up to compensate. It creates a better system of torque. So Janomes have a counterweighted system in the sewing head to create more torque through the needle bar to have more piercing power. It's just one feature on a quality sewing machine that makes us able to sew through, for example, 9 layers to 12 layers of denim, like we did in our demos. We can also see in the shuttle area, the area where the hook is in the feed system, we have all metal parts driving our hook all the way through, and this here, this metal hook, has a metal basket that moves it back and forth, a metal race that holds it in place, and the metal oscillating hook itself. Oscillating means that the hook moves in a half circle motion to grab the thread, creating a lock stitch around the bobbin. We'll put that back in, pop that back in. As you can see, Janomes are actually very user-friendly for technicians when it comes to taking them apart, adjusting them, cleaning them, oiling them. We can see our take-up lever here that moves up and down to pull the thread up and down to tie the knot or tie the stitch, so to speak. It's nice and polished, it's nice and smooth, as are a lot of the parts on a Janome machine, to allow the thread to move across it very evenly, very easily. So it's very nice. You will see that there are some nylon parts inside the machine. These nylon parts are designed to wear for long periods of time. Janome's been using nylon parts in their machines for over 70 years now. Nylon parts are designed as low friction parts, which means they move against other parts that create friction. You can see where Janome applies factory grease to lower the amount of wear on these parts over time. They are designed to be a longer term part than just a straight metal part. Being a nylon part, they do last a very long time. And I myself, almost 10 years now, working on Janome machines, have seen Janome machines with these parts in them that are over 20 years old. Very phenomenal design with these nylon parts inside the machine, like the cam stack for the stitch, the oscillating eccentric, moving here to oscillate the feed system on top as well. That moves the feed forks back and forth. Go ahead and put the machine back together. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 screws. So there's 14 screws that hold the machine together. I hope you've enjoyed my video on the Janome 2206. It's a great little machine that's easy to use, it's durable, has a great warranty, and offers a lot of features. And there's actually quite a few attachments you can add to this machine so that you can do a variety of different creative techniques too. Really highly recommend this machine if you're looking for a traveler lightweight machine that's still heavy enough, that's still going to last you a long time. If you're also looking for a machine that's just a beginning machine for you, something easy to get into and start using right away without a lot of problems. It's very user friendly with the numbered threaded guides, the snap-on feet, all of those things. Or if you're a crafter and you're just looking at an additional machine to have in your crafting, or maybe to run alongside your embroidery machine or something like that. We include several user tutorials with this machine when you purchase it through us, so that way you have tutorials that you can use to help you get acquainted with the machine, as well as maintain it properly over the life of the machine. Go ahead and send us an email. You can email me at info@blakemansovac.com, or call us, or just go ahead and put one in your shopping cart and we can ship it out to you, no problem. The packing we use to ship the machine is packing from the factory that's rated for a very high drop test. The machine can be shipped safely, and if you have any concerns when you receive it, just go ahead and give us a call. Thanks so much for watching.